It's popping, man. It's popping, man. It's popping, man. It's popping, man. It's popping, man.
We are live. Recording.
Live Nation, let's get it.
Go.
Get it.
Dougie in the building.
This is a real special day today, eh?
Yeah, man.
This ain't
Real
no fake special day. This
today,
is a real
baby.
special day. No cap. This is a real special day
No
today.
cap.
We got my man, Mr.365, Mr. the biggest manager in the game, the dog right here, champion. Like, how did he reach where he's at in this management game? I'll be real, it was fast, brother. I feel like just the other day we were in the club cracking Joe shit. It's like, you guys are crushing shit right now.
Nah, definitely.
I need to know, like, how, like, just fast, fam. How'd that start, fam?
Start with what, to be exact?
Well, first of all, so people, because it's Spanish people, you know what I'm saying? so this is Pressa's manager, right?
Yes, he wants to emphasize that a lot. He just doesn't manage. Who else do you manage?
I manage YG. I manage Janie, and partially manage Houdini.
Yeah.
And also I have a new kid coming in, Giovanni. He's really talented, I'm telling you.
Obviously, you're a good judge of talent.
Hey, so he said, "Hey, it sound like the new QC, like."
Definitely.
But that like, you have hot artists, like all of them hot, all of them clicking. How, like, what you heard? What song did you hear by Pressa that made you say, "Yeah, this guy could do something"?
Like, at first I heard Novocaine, Press. I just knew he was from the hood at the time. I didn't really know him or anything like that. And like, I knew him like on the block, but like I didn't have like any working relationships with him, or like didn't really have too much of a conversation with him before. And yeah, I heard Novocaine. I'm like, it's different. I didn't really understand it at first, but I'm like, this is different, and started watching his career, paying attention to it a little bit more, and seeing how the fans like gravitated towards like him as an artist. And then I heard, it was weird because I heard Novocaine first, and then I heard Demiana.
Mm-hmm.
And I like Demiana. Demiana, that slapped like that.
Yeah. I was walking. I remember I was like in Brampton. I was like on Kennedy. I was just walking. I think I was going to like some shorty's house or something like that. I was just walking to their house, and I heard like a car pull up and it was just playing Demiana. I was like, isn't that Pressa? Kind of thing. I was like, all right, cool. And then I always did events, parties. I worked with various other artists before in the past, worked like on their tour management and stuff like that. So I already had an understanding of like how to kind of move and maneuver in that situation.
Okay.
I got him on the phone. I'm like, yo, I need a bookie for a show. He's like, yeah, I'll do it for you, fam. Don't worry. We have mutual friends and stuff like that. So they're like, yeah, just do it. It's, don't worry, Skits will take care of you kind of thing. You know what I mean? And then after, he's like, yeah. So we end up booking him in Niagara Falls.
Okay.
That was the first show.
That was the first show. Like, I brought him out, did a whole show with him on Niagara Falls. It was really good. Like, I looked around, I'm just like, holy, like, people really like react to this kid. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they interact, they love me. Yeah, like, it wasn't like a sold out show or anything. It was just like,
the people that are there are interacting.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know what I mean? If I was at a concert like that, if I was like, just a black person, I would have been like more like standoffish, stand off to the back, like, this is whack kind of thing. But like, there was so much white people there, and they're just loving it. Like, there's like 200 people in this type of a space that hold 800 people, but like, they're like all at the front, like, like trying to tear along the stage just to get a hold of this kid, right?
Yeah. And that's a good sign, because who buys all that hip hop music?
I'm being real when I say, I think that's why I say merchandise and things like that is, I see these shows and I always tell people, you're not gonna get music for guys like us. Guys like us ain't gonna be at the front of your stage. You ain't gonna get no guys with beards
jumping around. Yeah.
So when you make music, you're making it for a younger audience that's kind of like how we were following back in 50 Cent, Ludacris.
A more female audience too. Let's not let's not get away from the fact that
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, especially Pressa, he cute. Young, braids, like
He's easy.
the little girls are loving him.
Marketability, and I like the way your camp has different artists. You have Pressa, you have YG.
Yeah.
I think out of all your artists, the most unique one, I think is Jay Neat because he's very young.
Yeah.
I think he has potential, but then Houdini's just.
Yeah.
I couldn't even put my thumb on Houdini. He's just like he looks like a rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what him. He looks like.
He fits the industry standard. We've been talking about industry standard on the show a lot, you know, and I feel like when we say industry standard, we're still talking about the fact that the industry has become like a trend industry. Like there's not too much innovation, even though music is a creative thing.
Yeah.
So like what do you think about that aspect, like trap, right? Trap, I was just saying, trap's kind of like soca now. I can make a trap song out of anything.
Yeah.
Just I was sitting at the table. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what do you think about that, the redundancy and the creativity and where it's gonna go from here?
I think like the creativity, like a lot of artists are really losing like their own mind. As you said, they're more sheeps instead of like, you know, like
It's easier to clone.
it's easier to clone what you see instead of just being followers and just, you know, even if it looks weird. Like I also like there's like this cool guy that like, you know, I know his name is Amari Jabari. Like he's just a cool beat maker, but he just does his own thing. And it's like that's like, you know, when I see people like that doing their own thing and not following what society's painting for you to do, it's just like okay, you know what, this could be the next wave. Like he could be the beginning of a new wave where everybody else will be following this wave now. You know what I mean? And it's like you want to be the beginning of the wave. You don't want to be trying to catch it or chase it, because you're always going to be trying to catch something. But if you own it, you'll always be leading it. You know what I mean? So you'll be a goat instead of being like, you know, a sheep. You know what I mean? So you always want to try to lead the pack, and no matter what you do, like I think cool and weird and different is always better than trying to fit in.
I always tell people, I always think when people say the word something's weird, I just say it's early. Because in 3 months it's going to be popular.
Exactly.
When something's weird, it's just early because, you know, we just have to work our way around it. But, wow. The camp you have, based on how it even started, how it went from the first show, the first call to Niagara Falls, what made you even want to get into this?
You know, I'm from Jamaica, so I was born in Jamaica. So, you know, in Jamaica, you know, you have these street parties, and there's music playing all night, like all year, like, you know, it's just all every day, like, you know, there's always street parties. So it's like music has always like been in my like blood, like it's always something that I've always been interested in doing, whether it was dancing, whether it was, I used to be a rapper back in the day, you know, like RPKG, like, you know, my close friend, like that's
a lot of people are not even RIPKG, like a lot of people are not even aware. So when they think that, oh, all this is happening up top and nothing KG, I think a lot of people don't even realize.
Yeah, he influenced a lot of it. Probably all of it.
He influenced a lot of this, but it's like this. You're the same one that said no. The torch is not gonna, just because it fell. When it's not gonna. You picked it up, dusted off, and relit, and kept it moving. Yeah. So that's why I always have to say, mad salute for you for that on some real shit. Because a lot of people could have just let it fall and say, you know what, fuck, this shit's crazy. You're like, you know what, we could do something with this. And if you didn't, we probably wouldn't be where we are now with this type of stuff.
But this, hold up, man. Like, this is the next thing. Is like, no, I think this is what you do. So, dusting off the torch and passing it to somebody else is what a manager does, right? Yeah. When this artist is not here anymore, this artist is not working anymore, the manager has to find another one. You know what I'm saying?
Talent.
And that's basically what you're showing is that you're at the top of your game. You know what I'm saying? Because an artist can go and then you can find another artist and actually put him into a position. And a lot of managers out there are not able, don't have the ability to actually put an artist into a position.
So no, that's why I want to ask him now. Yeah. What would you say is So what is some key advice you would give an artist? An artist that comes up to you, he catches you coming out of the subway, catches you coming out of Costco. He just says, "Hey man, what's some advice you would give that artist that he could really say, you know what, he could use to go forward?"
Just like always believe in yourself, and like just never feel like you've made one song that is it. Like always just make songs, always just make as much. Like your catalog has to be large, like, you know what I mean, like even like how the Prestige album came out, like we were recording, like we were trapped in the studio for months, you know what I mean, like 3 songs a day kind of shit, like, you know what I mean, 8 hours a day, like we kept it like a job.
I want everyone to hear that.
Like,
hold on, listen.
You know what I mean, like it was
8 hours a day.
Yeah.
This is what. So so a lot of you guys may think, no, it's dedication and it's something you have to give your all to just to reach.
Yeah.
So in any aspect.
So it's like, you know, like we kept it like a job, and it's like, you know, dedication, and it was hard work. Like, you know, like there's frustrations. Like, you know, it's like anything else that you're gonna face in your life. It may look glamorous when the lights are on and stuff like that, but like you really have to put in that work to really, like, if you really find or say you're an artist or you want to succeed as an artist, you really have to put in that work, because it's like Pressa, like he's only as good as he works, you know what I mean, and I'm only as good as what he turns in. So like, you know what I mean, like when he's finished his projects, he has to like turn them in, and then we all listen to them, you know. So, and like you know, me and his brother manages him, so it's like we both listen to the music, we pick through them with all of our ears, we work on the next plays and marketing.
Hold on, I think that's just one thing. Another thing I want to touch on is, before he just drops anything, he just doesn't drop it and push it out there. He, just like Drake, that's why I keep emphasizing the people, they let people hear it and they get a sample, they get an opinion, they get feedback.
Yeah.
Who do you guys trust to give you that feedback? Like when you're thinking about which single am I gonna put out?
Well,
like,
no, he just said this listening is him, Broski.
No, but it can't be just them. I'm sure you send it out to somebody else in the game.
No, I do. Like I have Banana Coach. We take feedback from.
Shout out Banana Coach, man.
Yeah, I do send it to a few DJs. You know what I mean. We do get feedback from DJs, but most importantly that we do get feedback from is most of the times when we're making the music, we have like a little party where it's like girls are there, people are there, and then I mostly go off of vibe. If somebody walks in the room and they're vibing to the song, I'm like, okay, you know what? We made 3 songs. You know, we might start the day. We make 3 songs today. Okay. So have a new set of group.
How do you do it at the party? Because a lot of times when an artist wants to play wants their song played at a party, it's like stop the music, introduce.
Not at a party setting. Not at a party per se. It's a party setting, like at the studio. You know what? I'll be on my phone. I'll be like, okay, let me invite some girls over to the studio, okay. And then like, you know, let me invite some of his brethrens over, and then. As I said, we're in the studio for months, so it's like at different times you start experimenting on different things, right? So it's like, okay, you know, how is this gonna react? You know, like we have
trial and error.
So it's like, okay, then the girls will be like, I like that song, or you know, like we don't even look for an opinion, we just look for their body language. Are they smiling? Are they dancing? Are they trying to catch on to the words?
You
can't.
You're gonna move. If it's good, you're gonna move.
Exactly.
That's why that's a good strategy, because that's what DJs do when they're playing their music. They're looking out on the crowd. Oh, no one's dancing to that one. You know what I'm saying? Let me put in another one. So
and then they see a lot of movement.
Yeah, if you look at DJ, they're always watching the crowd, right, for the vibes, which is awesome, and that shows that that's where you guys are getting your success from.
Yeah, because remember, I used to do like party event planning and stuff like that. Like that was a big
one of the biggest biggest party, like you go to a promoter, like a guy.
Yeah, like I was like 20, like I started doing events at like 22. But like by the time I was 23, I was doing events in like government, cool house and stuff like that. Like, you know, like spending real, like $50,000 budgets and stuff like that. So it's like, you know, like not like we're looking at like 3,000 people and stuff like that. So like that was always a trait that was in me. Like, you know, like if from starting a small, like, you know, we started off a small ass party in like 200 people venue where like my friends were coming, you know, spandex was coming. Like
from
you know
childhood,
I mean? Like,
he always had it from the dancing, you know, and like the parties. Like he says, he comes from Jamaica, so it's crazy when I say.
So you're done, no.
To see everything come full circle is just a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah,
like,
no, definitely.
That's what makes life beautiful.
I want you to talk about a little bit about your journey to become somebody who has the knowledge to make somebody like Pressa great. You know what I'm saying? How, like, first of all, like, was it schooling? Where did you really get your most experience to know that, yo, I'm gonna make some people successful?
It wasn't like I mean I hated school. Not saying that, like, you know, I just went to school for like math and like, you know, like just to learn a little bit about like, you know, like how to read and all that shit. But like other than that, like everything else was kind of like I didn't really care to go to school, you know. So like everything that I kind of learned was kind of like trial and error. Not saying school is not important. I'm not saying that school is not for. I'm not saying school is not for some people and stuff like that. But like for my journey, I didn't find that I needed to get like some degree or like, you know what I mean, like, cause it's just
obviously
like,
he did it.
Yeah, but like, you know, some people it works. Like, you know, like some people they go to school and, you know, like I have cool manager friends that like went to school and I bounce ideas off of them. They bounce ideas off of me. They teach me stuff. I teach them stuff.
And I always tell people, you know, it's a different style of learning. So he has the understanding and the schooling, but he also, a different walk of life, has a different understanding that they could bounce ideas off of that they don't have, and they probably have the traditional education, and that's why I always say that's where we help each other in life.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how life helps each
I
other.
say personally, if you are from the hood, if you're a black person, if you are underprivileged in any way, marginalized in any way, you should be if you're going to school for something, you should be actively doing it. You know what I mean?
That is
if you're
true.
going to school for video production, you need to have a camera and be making shit, making something. You know what I mean? Outside of school, because that's a passion. If you're willing to do it for the rest of your life, it's a passion.
Yeah.
And that's what I see with even the rappers. You know, for a rapper to be able to work 3 songs a day, 8 hours, be in the studio like that, you have to have passion, or you're not gonna like it anymore.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's all about passion. It's all about how bad do you want this. Like, you know, like everybody's like they want to do something, but like once they really see the work, they're like, oh, this is not fun no more. And, you know, like even with me, like, you know, like Pressa is like my like officially like my first real artist of success and like my first real artist of like full-time work. You know, before that it was like, yeah, artist managed, but like I would like dibble and dabble and like, you know, work with this artist here and work with that artist there, and however I can help them out, I would do that. But like with Pressa and like it's a lot of work. It's a lot of, you know, like you might have to jump on a plane tomorrow, you know, you might have to go and set up a meeting, you might be in a label meeting, you know, with like, you know, we've been in label meetings where it's like, you know, the labels want to give us this and Pressa's like, nah, we're not doing that. You know, and I felt different about the situation, but you know, at the end of the day, it's like, you know what I mean? Like exactly now it's like, okay,
Yo,
now what do we do next?
Hold on, I really want to say shout out Pressa for a lot of artists nowadays. I think because they get knowledge. And they get the knowledge is out there now. They're like, yo, I'm not getting burned no more. You know?
No, definitely. And you know what I mean? Like
it's like no one gets burned no more.
Yeah, you like, you know, nobody wants to. Everybody wants their dollar to be their dollar.
And an artist has to be more vigilant than a manager in those situations, because a manager can have 3-4 clients. So you get a deal and they get a cut of that. That's just good. But that artist is that artist's legacy.
It's his career.
Right?
It's his career. It's his, you know, at the end of the day, it's like, you know, your artist, a manager is like there to advise you.
Oh, you have questions?
All kinds of talking.
Say it, all kind of holy smokes, say it all to you see, you're doing the interactive feed, like everyone's saying Dynax questions.
What about the artists who put in work every day, all day, and still don't get the support? For instance, all the Canadian artists who came before Drake.
Yo, like, you know what? Tell like, we get comedians that try to come in.
The biggest thing with that is social media. They never had that back in the day.
That is true. Social media is key, dog. It's key.
Canada got tons of artists, but it's hard because America.
No, it's hard because of, you know, like, you have to put in that work, man.
You have to just put in that work.
And yes, Canada is a pre-developed market, meaning that it doesn't have, as Spandex was telling me earlier, it's like, or Dre was telling me earlier, is that we only sell 3% of 4% of Canadian music, right? Black music in Canada, right? Because you have to understand is that we don't have that much people alone in Canada to begin with.
Yeah, let's talk about Canada. Talk about Canada.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then you break down the numbers between black people
yeah.
and then you break down the music between like people who are actually buying music. Like, you know, it's just like a chart.
Listen to hip
hop, exactly. And then and like with white supporters now, it's like giving it that little bit of extra sell and that, you know, because they will go to the concert because they're not with the politics. You know, they're not scared to go outside. You know what I mean?
As a matter of fact,
like,
that's what it is. They're so removed that this is everything that happens with the politics is entertainment.
And to them, exactly.
But we can't. That's why I keep emphasizing we can't let our life be someone's entertainment. I was telling my wife yesterday. I think the Tierra Marie girl. She can't try to entertain us with jokes. Let that be the reason why she goes to jail for not paying 50 cents. Right? Don't try to entertain us. Pay the man and keep it moving. You trying to make us laugh in the shade room.
Exactly.
we gonna laugh when you in jail.
Yeah, exactly. No,
you gonna be really messed up.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So I think that's what we have to realize is we can't make our lives for the people in Kitchener and Keswick and Dumfries.
No, seriously, it hit me. I think it was 2 summers ago. I was like in Orangeville, and I heard these 2 white kids like, "Yo, man, them were talking like yo," and I said, "Yo, you know they were using
the Toronto slang, and like, when you see it on, and I'm like, it's true. You look at 6 Buzz, you're like, yo, there's a Toronto slang, and other cultures are aware of Toronto man them, and but now. Market it, and you sell it. If someone wants, so the way you live, the way you were raised, sell it, and that's what I say. That's what I love about Pressa's stories that I can speak as a testament. Like, oh, this kid's just marketing and selling his story of his neighborhood, his life,
and that's what it is. Our culture is for sale.
He's an activist,
and
right?
I think a lot
of that. You know, he's a product of his
saying,
environment.
I was raised through a jail phone. That speaks value.
Yeah, he's like, my dad raised me through a jail phone.
That speaks value.
Like that. Yeah,
well, I mean, he got gems through that. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like that is a story of overcoming because they tried to separate the man from his son so that his son would be lost, but he kept that connection and spit them gems, and his father had enough of an influence that the people around him took that responsibility on too, right? So I mean that is overcoming odds, and that's what we're about here on What's Poppin' Wednesday. I'm gonna shout you out again, and I'm so impressed, and keep doing the good work and giving us a good role model to follow. You know, all you young people out there, you don't gotta rap. This man is a manager. He's not
of the hottest artists in the city, not one, not two, but the hottest artists.
Listen, man. Yeah, man. I don't know.
I'll just wrap it up. What do you have coming for the summer? Anything on the horizon for the summer?
Where can they find you and your artists at?
I have I'm opening up a recording studio, a facility. It'll be downtown.
Yeah, we gonna come there and wreck shop too, baby.
Because honestly, we've been spending so much money at other studios and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's it only makes sense. Like, you know, we're just trying to grow. and the whole BFR team is trying to grow and just take over this whole Canada music. You know, we want to be that master P, you know, master P of Canada, and you know the Nipsey Hussle of Canada, and just hold their right.
He already got into my
mastering.
next question. What was the ultimate goal? And here he said the ultimate goal is to be like, you see how Master P started that like, look at like just 'cause what he started and the amount of people he was able to help and employ and come up. For you to say that's the end goal, man, I am truly happy to say, bro, that brings happiness to my heart.
Yeah, thank you for having me, bro.
Yo, love, fam, love.
Yo,
Thank you for having me.
tell them where your Instagram or if they can find your artist at.
My Instagram is Mr.365 on Instagram. My email is bfrmanagement@gmail.com. You could find Pressa at pressa.armani. Instagram, YG 35 Instagram, and jneat_ on Instagram, and then for all bookings and questions, go to bfrmgnt@gmail.com.
You already know. Salute. That's in the city.
Let's see the last there's some talking going in. DJs are supposed to make and break artists in the game. No man is an island. Everybody needs a team. Doesn't matter who is the face. It takes a team effort for the artist to reach a certain level. Absolutely. We need to come together, not break apart. It only takes 100,000 copies to go platinum and 50,000 to go gold in Canada. Yeah. You don't know. Good stats, Bridges. Yeah, man. You also have to realize the demographics USA has more people. Yeah, man, definitely more people. Definitely more people. I'm in Alberta, and most people here listen to country.
What's your Instagram?
Mine is Frosty Rock. I'm on my Facebook right now.
What is your Facebook?
Yeah, that's my
Facebook has live and stuff.
yeah.
Oh yeah. This was crazy, right?
Yeah, y'all, that's the end of the game, you know what I'm saying? Holla back, Dougie in the building. Big up man like Big Lee, Nadine, Brenda Lee, how you doing? Welcome. And who else is up in the building? Chris, yo, original Regent Park, Chris in the building. Sankofa, brother Sankofa and Cypher. Indira, how you doing, girl? Erica B. Craigie in the building.
I'm gonna send you everything when it finishes up.
Carol Mensah.
You know I'm gonna bother you for those tickets when man come down.
And my cousin Rona.
Yo, Rock, when man come down to shoot, you see when man come down, you bring